Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to do a comparison between these two guitars. They are the same guitar that I've just changed things around on and made different. Yes. No, these are both a Harley Benton guitar. I'm going to show you a picture here now of what it looks like stock so that you can tell. And if you want the guitar that I'm using because you maybe think they sound nice, then that's the guitar I'm using. Now most of the parts of these guitars are the same, but there are a couple of things that are a little bit different, things that I did and changed around, either because I didn't really think about doing this completely when I thought of it, or because I had to change them out. And yes, pickguards are different, that's an obvious thing, and that's aesthetic. Some of you might want to argue that there is a difference in sound because of the pickguard. I don't necessarily want to get into it. I want to just tell you really quickly now that there are some differences. I'm going to go through them with you now so that you know them, and you can decide for yourself how much that affect. The experiment is there any difference between these guitars? Because one of them is hollow or not hollow. So that's the experiment, basically. But I did have to change some things around, and so I just want to go through them. But you decide for yourself if those things matter a lot, or if those things matter not at all. This video is not going to be scientific or proving anything. It's just a bit of fun, a little extra fun thing that I'm having this Friday, and that we're just doing as a nifty little fun thing. So if you are getting annoyed that this is not scientific, then just know that I'm not even going to respond to that, because I feel like I tell you right now that this is not going to be scientific, and so you already know that from me already acknowledging it and telling you it. If I wanted to do this more scientific, I would take everything apart and just swap the bodies, and I didn't realize I could do that, but I don't want to do that. I built these two guitars to have fun and to do things that I think are interesting and fun, and this is just an extra thing because I used the same guitar as some sort of base to start out of when it came to building these two guitars. Okay? So I realized that there are some differences, but I want to just quickly go through them with you now, and hopefully you can still find something in this that is interesting. Okay, good. Okay, so both guitars are pretty much stock. For example, they have the same bridge and the same pickups, same electronics, same switch, the same tuners and nut, the same neck, the same body, the same plate here, but the jack is different on this one. It's not the stock jack, because the stock jack was broken. It was the only thing that I really felt was bad about this guitar when I got it, and when I talked about this guitar, I told you guys that I was blown away by how good this is, and yeah, except for the fact that I realized that the jack was bad, everything else was pretty good. This does not have the stock springs, because I have a little switch in this guitar that activates a piezo that is pushed up inside of a wooden block to this and picks up the springs. So when that is activated, the guitar has a very different sound. But we're not going to even do that in this video, because I've already made a video on that, and also it's not part of this. But I feel like it doesn't affect the overall sound that much. But the springs are a little bit different, so if you hear the ringiness of the springs on this guitar, it's because it has looser springs. It also has a block in it, which does affect the sustain, but yeah. That's the only thing that is different about it. Now, this guitar has the stock finish on the body, but I have repainted the neck. I have also cut off the last fret, which you will probably notice on both of the guitars, because on this one I don't really know why. I think it was because I couldn't get it to fit with the new pickguard. but I cut off that fret and then I lacquered the neck, and this has a very thicker lacquer because this is a poly and this is a poly and they're matching each other. So this is supposed to be sort of a pristine looking guitar. The pickguard is a little worn, so it might not look as pristine as it's supposed to, but other than that, there really is no big difference between the guitars. And as I've already said, electronic wise, the guitars are exactly the same. The only thing that is a little bit different is that I didn't really redo the wiring in this guitar. So this guitar has a more sloppy wiring than the other one. So if you think that affects the tone of the guitar, then that's something you should know about. This guitar has everything stock. This is more true to the original guitar, except it has a thinner finish on both the neck and the body. And when I say thinner, it's a lot thinner. This is a tenth of the other guitar, because I, when it comes to my personal guitar and what I paint myself, mostly use nitro or spray cans or a combination of the two, and I make everything thinner. Yes. They have the same strings, same brand, same thickness. I probably should tell you that. This guitar's strings are a little bit newer because I recently put them on, but the other one got new strings just a couple of days beforehand. And the only thing here, it has this part here, the jack and the plate is stock, the bridge is stock. The springs on this guitar is also not stock, because I had to replace them because they were rusted so much that I knew that they were going to fall apart, actually. One of the things that was really bad about this guitar when I got it, but since I knew I was going to take it apart and do a bunch of work to it, I didn't do anything to it. But the electronics are stock. The neck and the body is stock. I've hollowed out this body, and you most likely are watching this video and you already know that. This doesn't have a block trem, but I hope that's not going to matter that much. So, there are some differences in quality. I feel like the red guitar was a lot better. If you've seen some of the other videos where I, for example, made the neck, you know that I had to replace the frets. For example, I feel like the tuners and the bridge and the neck plate and the screws, all the hardware parts basically are worse on the semi-hollow guitar. I know they are technically supposed to be the same, but you know, guitars change over the years, and one of the guitars are a couple of years older than the other one, so things are bound to change. But I feel like there is a big difference in those parts' qualities, so I just want to let you know. So if you, for example, find that the semi-hollow guitar is worse than the other one, and you might assume that it is because of the hardware, then that is actually possibly actually true. Yes. But anyway, so I just want to put that out there because I can feel that there is a difference in quality, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. So if you feel like this isn't completely 100% accurate of an experiment, there you have all my disclaimers for it, and I hope we can still find this to be somewhat interesting, because they're technically supposed to be the same guitar, because I bought the same guitar twice. I want to just quickly give you an acoustic comparison, and then we'll jump into the whole testing all pickups and doing it with an amp. So here are some G chords. Okay, so now let's jump into listening to the guitars and just go through the pickups and the different sounds. And I'm gonna do it clean first, and then I'm gonna do it with some distortion. Let's go! I want to quickly just thank you for watching, and I hope this was fun and interesting, and that you got something out of it. Either way you want to go, if you want to make a half acoustic, semi-acoustic guitar, or if you want to make a solid-bodied guitar, I think that they are both fun and interesting, and you're gonna have fun with them. So I hope that this has encouraged you to just have fun and not take everything too serious, because you should only take things serious if it's funny to take it serious and if it inspires you to have fun. So until next time, stay awesome and cool and go and play guitar, because that's what this is all about. We're here to play guitar and have fun and make music and just be awesome and cool.